Airlines 747 bound from Tokyo to San Francisco. The plane has turned back to Tokyo, should be within the region of the airfield within this hour. As we heard, Baghdad has complained and bitterly about the reported bombing of a bomb shelter with heavy loss of life in Baghdad. Let's go now to Gene Randall at the Pentagon and find out what they're saying about that there. Gene?
Good morning, Reed. Well, we are advised here to pay close attention to the briefing in Riyadh, which we expect to see momentarily for some kind of further reaction to what's happened in Baghdad. In the meantime, what we got here this morning was a statement from a senior Pentagon official, and let me read the quote exactly. It says, quote, "We have no way of telling from what we have seen so far if this facility was really an air raid shelter, no way of confirming its location, and no way of telling if the bodies put on such grisly display are in fact civilian or military casualties." The same official went on to say, "I would remind you, it is not in the American tradition to go after civilian targets, and if this attack on a shelter did happen, we will feel very badly about it." So that's what we have from this building so far.
Way to anticipate if this may be a subject for further discussion. The White House has also indicated regrets, but has said it doesn't really have much information to go on. Is something being ready, do you suppose, before the regular late afternoon briefing on the matter?
Well, I'm told that the senior official here in this building has in fact been in touch with Riyadh in the past 15 minutes, and it seems at the very least some kind of response is being orchestrated between Washington and Riyadh. So yes, we expect to hear more about it.
Right, and of course, bombing any civilian areas would not square with what has been the U.S. stated policy, would it?
Well, Reed, not quite. It is stated U.S. policy that the United States should seek to minimize civilian casualties in the recognition of the fact that there will be civilian casualties. And further, if the Iraqis put military assets such as anti-aircraft guns in civilian areas, it is within U.S. policy to go after those gun emplacements, even though there will certainly be civilian damage in those areas. The policy is that if those military assets pose an undue risk to Allied coalition pilots, then in fact those targets can be hit.
All right, thank you, Gene Randall, live at the Pentagon. We'll be hearing more from Gene during the coming hour, and we expect again to go to Riyadh for the regularly scheduled U.S. briefing, which has yet to take place. It's running just a few minutes late, perhaps because, as Randall intimated, they are getting something straight between the Pentagon and the Central Command in Riyadh. And our coverage continues in a moment.